very good. Hello everybody, this is Dave Kelso with Pondscape, and right now, while I'm recording this first video here, it is August of 2016, and we are finally beginning the construction of the indoor pond bog filtration system, which is awesome. Me and Dad are about to head over to Menards to pick up the wood that we need and such. And here's Dad backing out of the garage with the work van. Dad's also been in recovery, you know, from having non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, but his recovery has been going very well, and as you can see, he is feeling much better. There he is pulling out there, so he's definitely feeling much better than he was. And the reason that we're starting on the construction of the bog filter this late, I mean, God, it's been several years in the making, is because things in life kept popping up and getting in the way, and you know, everybody knows how that goes. So you know, finally we're in a position to be able to do it, and especially seeing as Dad has more time now because he's still in recovery, and so he's still on leave from his job. He's self-employed and his customers are waiting patiently, but you know, he is still on leave, so there's still time available. And here's the messy work van here, and I've got screws in the chair here, and yeah. I don't want to get stabbed in the ass.
Yeah, it won't hurt you. You got a lot of flabber on your butt.
Yeah, right. Feel it. Yeah, sure. Right. Stick a steak knife in your butt.
You done playing now?
Stick a steak, not really. Stick a steak knife in your butt and you tell me how much you don't feel it, huh?
It's a nice breeze. Ugh. I think I'll sit right here all day. No shit. Good breeze. Ooh, it's breezely.
Yep, so okay. Now we begin.
Get out before you get me started.
Right. Now we begin our adventure heading over to Menards.
Adventure.
Get ripped off at Menards.
Paradise.
Where you can run Windows 98 on your Commodore 64. Alrighty there. Yeah.
Because I know that one better. The new one I haven't ventured in very much yet.
Alrighty. So here we are at Menards. We are turning into the lot. We're going into a different Menards than we went to before in some other videos that we've done in the past. This is a different Menards. The other Menards we went to was in the suburbs. This is down in Wrigleyville in Chicago. So yeah, and Richard Hamilton said he had never heard of Menards when I mentioned it to him the other day. He's like, "What's Menards?" It's like, well, yeah, it's kind of a Midwest thing. Although Rochelle says they have them in Colorado, so she's heard of it, but apparently they don't have them in Oregon.
Yeah, well, we got them in Chicago.
Yep. So now here we are going out to the lumber yard of goodies here in the outdoor section. There's a huge indoor section, obviously, but here's the outdoor section. I'm probably going to look around at a few other things too for future stuff, not things for today, but we got to get our big hard wood on first here, so got to get our woody up. Yeah, I know how it works.
Let's go find some 2x4s.
Yep, no problem. Okay, now we're going into this other facility, and here we see someone working the forklift. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. So the 2x4s are in here. Look at this big warehouse. It's really, really huge. Kind of like Home Depot in a way, although I don't know what's bigger, Menards or Home Depot. Dad, which do you think is bigger, Menards or Home Depot?
Menards are making bigger places.
Yeah. The Lowe's out in the suburbs pretty huge. Been there, good God, even in the main store. You know, a full-grown adult feels like a little kid in those aisles. They're so wide and the ceiling's so damn tall. How tall this shit is. Crazy. Okay, so we got 3 pieces of 2x8 plastic lattice so that it lasts longer and it's more durable. It looks like wood, but it's not. And that's all well and cool for the indoor pond. We actually got these for $13.99 each, so that's 14 bucks. That's not too terrible. Yeah, some of this is also for.
You have to put it on that side.
For the outdoor pond, we're adding something onto that.
Okay.
Where are we shoving it?
Pick it up.
Okay.
All right, move it over. This way. This way. There we go.
Push it more back towards you so we don't flip the cart.
All right, let's go.
It's got to be balanced. But yeah, most of this is pretty indoor, but some of it's pretty outdoor. Okay, so what we have here is we have 6 2 by 4 2 by 4 by 6, and we have 6 of them. That's to build the frame for inside, you know, with the bog filter and everything. Even though we are going to, you know, put this type of plywood here on the inside of the bog filter, that's not what this piece is for. I'm going to need a piece that's 8 feet by, and however many feet. I haven't measured out specifically yet, but it's way less than the length of this, obviously. This is a 4 by 8 sheet of plywood, 1/2 inch thick. Oh, and I have to move my shit over because there's a forklift trying to go by. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so as I was saying, we have the 1/2 inch thick plywood that is 8 by 4. I'm going to be cutting a section of that. You'll see what we're going to be doing with that. It's pretty cool. And we have 3 pieces of the plastic, but still, you know, looks like wood lattice. Those sheets are 8 by 2. And for some stuff we're doing with the outdoor pond, these are 2 by 4 by 12 footers. And this is this piece here is a 2 by 8 by 12, and that's also gonna go for the outdoor pond as well. So pretty interesting so far. We've got our materials. Dad's just gone to the van to measure things out to make absolutely sure that this 4 by 8 by 1/2 inch piece of plywood is going to fit in there. It should, but my dad's just going to double check so that we're not all like, oh man, oops, you know. So and yeah, so that's where we're at with that. Okay, so we got all our wood in. We're heading back to the van here, and we're gonna put this. Watch, we got cars. Got all our woody, heading back to the van, and gonna drive it home. And Dad is needing to screw the stud wood, big hard stud wood, to the plywood, so that when we tie the stud wood down, it also holds down the plywood and keeps it from blowing off the top of the van. Now the other side went in pretty easily, but this side's giving them a little difficulty.
hold it in place.
So now we got those tied off like that. We got the screws in there.
Yeah, that'll hold it.
Gonna do the same thing in the front.
That'll keep it from moving.
A little bit of an innovation there. And then we're gonna take our asses home.
And then if it goes this way, it'll hold it.
Yep.
It ain't gonna go very far though.
Okay, so now we have this section done, and as we can see, that is totally not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
All wrapped up on here, so that's going nowhere. So we're good and solid. Dad's over there tying up that end in the front, and I just got through tying up this end over here. I've got that line running and attached to that for good measure, so we're all good to go almost. These are holding in solid and they are not going anywhere. So as we can see by the camera demonstration here, I wiggle that around like that and it's going absolutely nowhere. I can't push it to the side. It's solid on there. That's going to be staying up there completely, and now we get to go home. Okay, so the first thing that I put in is the lattice for all the lovely little plants to grow on and stuff here. Eventually, the entire pond room is going to be lattice and mirror material and everything else. So, you know, I just gave you a brief glimpse at the rest of the room. So imagine everything from, you know, the ceiling to the walls to everything being layered in mirror and lattice, so that this entire room, from all the filtration system mechanisms from the pond and all the tanks, as you see, I'm going into kind of phase 2 with my testing on some of these and evolving my setups. Imagine plants growing out of all of these tanks and growing out of the pond here and just dominating the walls and ceiling of this room. That is kind of what I'm going for. It's going to look really cool. The bog filter itself is going to sit right down there, and the top of it is going to come up to here, and there's going to be like maybe about a 6-inch cut into it that way for the waterfall mechanism, and to make sure that the water doesn't get too high and then spill over onto the floor and, you know, causing all sorts of grief like that. So yeah, this is going to be totally and completely awesome. You know, you can see the existing greenery here. We've got impatiens. They're a little stirred up now, but we've got impatient flowers and canna. And now, though these are growing from a pot, they've grown from the pot into the hydroponic system. So these impatiens here are purely hydroponic, you know, 24/7 water. And yeah, so this is looking pretty cool so far. And the next thing we're going to be showing you, as far as you know, the lumber that we got and everything we're doing and stuff, is implementing the bog filter in that corner and completely redesigning the section to be more efficient. This is really fucking cool. I've been waiting a while to be able to do this, several years in fact, and it's really awesome that I'm getting a chance to be able to do it now. So it's just awesome and I love it.
There's no point in talking about Linux if I can't edit my videos and record in Linux. I would say the Windows counterpart would be Sony Vegas Pro, and that's saying a lot. Caden Live.